Would you support the idea of limiting the age of the president to 65, or the age does not matter? I think the US should implement a ranked choice voting system. I think that will have a much bigger impact on our political system. I have 90-year-old patients that are in better condition physically and mentally than some of my 60-year-olds. I don't think a hard cap works. But have them take some tests. I want to see how they answer questions. Not necessarily in a debate format. Something standardized maybe? But not some they can be easily coached up to. Why stop at the executive branch? Let's do it across the board. Executive, legislative, and judicial. I feel like most people talking about this don't understand the primary process. Just 2 days ago, the New Hampshire primary saw Donald Trump win by a comfortable margin. And he won the Iowa caucus too. Both Trump and Biden were fairly and democratically selected. If you don't want these zombies running, vote in your local primary and you can stop it. If people want younger politicians, they are free to vote for them. Turns out it takes decades to build support amongst multiple groups of people. Age limits will just limit the supply of people able to run. If anything, I would encourage independent medical reports to be released, like they do with tax returns. Not required, but a big red flag if they're not done. I don't see how we could determine that 65 is the magic number for such a cutoff. People age at different rates. There are folks with dementia in their 40s and some 90 years olds are still sharp as a needle. The better question to discuss is how to fix the way the executive is chosen. Is there a way to do this that would tend to yield better executives and stop putting partisan hacks in office? I don't think there should be an age limit, but some sort of cognitive test to make sure that they're still all good in the brain. I think Americans should stop voting for people who are obviously unfit for office. That would probably solve a lot of these issues. As for an age limit, that's a short-sighted solution. It would probably have to be implemented as an amendment to the Constitution, which would be hard to undo. If medical technology makes it possible to retain brain functionality further into life, inertia is going to make that limit stay around longer than it should. Cutting off people with needed wisdom and experience from serving due to what was once sound reasons but has now become arbitrary discrimination. I might be for it if it had a sunset clause of 30 years from now. Or something like that. I would support having a maximum age to be elected to any federal office. Yes, there's already an age requirement, so age obviously matters. Add in a limit as well. How is it the age of retirement is like 60 because they're deemed too old to make the proper decisions, yet your country is exclusively run by people that should be in the geriatric ward? ISTG, they were just wheeling out Dianne Feinstein's corpse for several months cause she definitely wasn't there mentally. Hell yeah. Too many old men running the country. 100% should be the case for all elected officials. 65 might be a little young. I'd be good with 70. Once you hit 70, you can no longer run again. Yes, but not just the president, but also the House and Congress. I would support some kind of mental acuity test. Age does matter. Putting arbitrary ages on a president isn't helpful. Despite this, a constitutional amendment is necessary to restrict age. I'm cool with no older than 65 at election day. Second term allowed. But I'd also want rules for all of elected FedGov and family that denies any stock ownership outside of standard 401k mutuals and COVALENTS 1P500. Also bars anyone from becoming a lobbyist or work for any company affected by any legislation they worked on while in office. And also implement term limits to 3 terms can be re-elected after a 3-term break. We need to get away from full career politicians and disincentivize elected positions. Make it so the people that run only stand to gain from creating good policy for the country and not profit from being a lifelong shill. It's already a good paying job that should be an adequate financial benefit. I feel like this is a self-correcting problem if people want younger candidates. Just vote for younger candidates. The fact that this isn't happening means either one of 2 things. 1. Not enough people actually care about this. 2. It really is all rigged after all. Everyone is all about democracy until they're not. I personally think there should be absolutely no restrictions: age, place of birth, criminal history, intelligence. If we elect a 77-year-old sexual predator imbecile, so be it. Let us lie in the bed we've made. Nah, I just want term limits across the board. I don't like old people making decisions that play out over decades, but I also don't like saying somebody can't do something strictly because they're old. They might be the best person, but we never get the best person for president. The 2-party system is broke. So age limit on presidency doesn't really matter. They'll find some other garbage person to put up there that'll keep the status quo going. But screw this 30+ years in Congress nonsense.
No.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.